Video. I'm doing a live video today, and I just I wanted to make this video because throughout the week, this past week, I posted 4 junk removal businesses that have called it quits in the last few months here locally. They called it quits, and they're selling their trucks. One guy's trying to sell his business, which is ridiculous, but the other 2 are, and honestly, they're just going out of business. They're just trying to sell their truck and get out of this, right? And overall, when I contacted 2 of these guys. I'm sorry. I contacted 2 of these guys that are going out of business, and I talked to them. I had a great conversation with these guys, and they were just kind of telling me about why they did it, why they jumped into junk removal, but why they went out of business. And both of them had great excuses. So really quick, I'm going to get to the first one. One guy closed his business because he was a plumber and he made more money plumbing. And why does he have to be so hard on his body doing junk removal? Which made a lot of sense. And I know how that is. Because if you're young, you're not thinking about that. If you're old like me, you're thinking about your body. It is tough on the body. This business is very tough on the body. And I was thinking in my head, when he was telling me this, I could relate to him. So I said, okay, great excuse. Great excuse. No wonder you're selling your business. I mean, getting out of your business and selling your trucks. He had an NPR truck, and he also had a dumpster trailer with a big, nice Chevrolet 2500, something like that he pulled, but he's selling everything. I went over to his house to talk to him if I could buy his Google My Business account. That's what I wanted. Anyway, it didn't work out. The next guy that I went and talked to, he's a local guy, and he was telling me that the reason he stopped doing junk removal was because of the fees. He actually went the franchise mode and didn't do it himself, and the fees were too much for his business to pay. So he stopped doing junk removal because of that. He said the business was good, but the fees are so adding up so fast that he can't make any money because of those fees. And I was like, oh, really? That's kind of interesting. I thought it was interesting. Now, he's selling his business also. He's not selling his business. He's just selling his trucks, and he's selling some other packages that goes with his truck. Anyway, good morning, guys. When I was talking to both of them, and I talked to one of them face-to-face, and the other one I called him on the phone, and we talked for a little while. For about an hour, we talked, maybe 45 minutes to talk. Out of the 4 companies, I got a hold of 2 of them. It's pretty cool. So, with that said, I asked both of them why they started junk removal, and one of them said he saw it on TikTok and he saw how easy it is to do it on TikTok. The other one said that he saw a guy in Austin on Instagram. Him and his wife were doing it on Instagram, and he said if this guy can do it, he looks like a numbnuts, he said, then anybody can do it. I don't know exactly who he's talking about. Maybe somebody will. I don't. But he said him and his wife make it seem so easy to make $10,000 and $20,000, $30,000 a month on Instagram by doing junk removal. So they post a lot of videos. Now, the other guy told me on TikTok he was following a lot of people, and he was convinced that he could do it himself. So they didn't go the course way. They didn't go the mentorship way. They didn't go the counseling way or anything like that. Both of them decided they could do it themselves. Why buy a course? Why buy anything? But the idea come up on social media. That was interesting, right? That was interesting. So here goes one for you. Okay? Here goes. This is interesting. These people invested thousands of dollars. One invested like $80,000. The other guy had an NPR2. He must have put $60,000, $70,000 in his truck. Then his dump trailer, he was over $100,000. Social media is scamming these people. Social media scammed both of these guys. But these are local guys. These are the only 2 guys that got a hold of me out of 4. I wonder what the other 2 would say. Or how about the ones in your city? Or the ones across the state of Texas, or maybe in the city that you're watching this video, maybe in Florida. Indio, I wonder, Indio, how many people in Florida started a junk removal service because of social media and are getting scammed right now because social media makes it seem so easy. And the fact is that social media is a tough business. It's hard. It's not easy. It is very tough. But how many people are getting scammed by that? Have you thought about that? So here goes one for you. Why would an average person get on social media, watch all these successful businesses do very good in junk removal, and then not buy a course, not buy a mentorship, not buy a counseling or any of these things, and then just do it by themselves? Did they think they were better businessmen than that? I mean, did they think that they were better businessmen than me doing them in 19 years? Come on, man. What were these guys thinking by not buying these courses and not buying these trends of counseling and mentorships? These two gentlemen that I talked to, they didn't buy it. They just jumped in. There are more people jumping into this industry by watching social media than we think. Yes, that is true. They think if these two numbnuts can do it, why can't I do it? College Hunks went out of business in my area too, Indio. They did. They're selling their trucks left and right. So here's what I was thinking. I was like thinking in his head, how many people do they trick? How many people do they really trick in social media? Why are we following for those gurus? Why are we following for those people that can convince us to pay for this? And this is why I did this video. Because I thought about this a lot last night after talking to a guy that stopped doing his business because his franchise fees were so expensive he couldn't do it anymore. I just can't believe that people would watch TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, all these, Facebook, I'll watch social media, see someone else do it, and go, man, I can do that too. I'm going to spend $100,000. Literally, both of these guys spent over $80,000, and that's an easy low number right there. That's an easy low number. They spent $80,000 off of something that you watch, social media. Social media. How many people have made that mistake? These new companies coming out are getting scammed. They're getting tricked. They're getting manipulated by social media gurus, telling them that they can change the world, telling them that things will change, telling them that if you don't follow my program, you won't be successful. That's crazy. That's unrealistic to think like that. I got to thinking a lot about this, and in the last few weeks, it really opened my eyes into how many local businesses are done. For instance, I got a text the other day of a College Hunks hauling junk truck getting sold on Facebook Marketplace. I saw 1-800 junk trucks. Those get traded off all the time, but I've seen them off and on. Even when business was really good, I was seeing them off and on, going out of business. But I'm wondering if the ones that we don't see, the ones when because I don't stick on Facebook Marketplace that much. I don't have my nose into Facebook Marketplace, just watching everything. I'm thinking how many junk removal businesses have gone out of business this year and haven't notified anybody. And that's a very interesting thing. A lot of people are jumping in this business right now, and I'm still busy. What's crazy is, like, I've been busy this Last 3 weeks, I've been really busy. Now, the week before that was really slow. I think here's what's happening. I think a lot of people think that they're going to get really, really busy really fast. And everything will be okay. But I do not see any business getting any better. I do not see business miraculously jumping back like it was in 2024. I do not see that. I do not see the business jumping back like it was in 2023. No way. I don't see that. I don't see that happening at all. So be prepared that if your business does jump back, you're just going to be making money to pay bills. Or money just to get around. Yeah. Anyway, I thought it was really interesting how many people get tricked, get scammed. And all I could tell you is I can do these videos 100 times and tell you how to stop doing that. Stop buying those programs. Stop doing that. You know, if you're going to spend over $5 on a program or anything like that, I made videos that I sell for $1.99. It's like 110 videos. And it's online. Just go buy that. Just spend money on that stuff, man. Save your money, save your women, and save your family, dude. Golly. Golly. I got the sauce. I got the secret sauce for $600, a 3 years experience. I don't know what the hell you're talking about, Carlos. I will tell you, man, I got a big job this morning. I don't even want to look. I have my truck that I couldn't dump this morning, so I got to make trips back to Dallas 3 times. I'm thinking I can get it in 2.5 loads. It sucks. But it's a good little paycheck, a little $500. I told them I only have my trucks this morning, so hopefully I can make 2 trips, but I don't know if I can. If I can stand the fridge up and then get the rest of it in there, I'll be fine. We'll see. So there is a lot of newcomers coming into this business. If they only knew how business was in 2023, 2024, then they would realize how us veterans are sticking in this game and why we're sticking in this game. Because a lot of people aren't sticking in this game. You know? They're not in this game. They're sitting at home, they're watching these videos, not realizing that, hell. Oh, this is a great question. Here we go. My son, he calls me up yesterday and he says, Dad, I wonder how people are making it money right now because of how the economy is. And I said, well, son, you know, the economy's really bad right now. And he said, yeah, but I wonder how they're doing it. Because me and you, we have repeat customers. You have contracts that you gave me. And I'm like, yeah. So imagine the people that don't have repeat customers and don't have contracts. That, you know, and I have contracts with commercial clients. I have 3 good contracts with commercial clients. They call me once a week, all the time, like left and right. Then I have my mortgage companies that call me. Then I have the eviction companies that call me. And then I have repeat customers that call me. Now, if you've been doing this business for 2-3 years, you don't know about that. You don't know about this. You know, you don't know about that. Could you make a living off repeat customers? And how many repeat customers will you get in 10 years? Have you thought of that? Because I make a living most of the time just with my repeat customers, which is kind of weird. You know, it's kind of weird that when it's slow, I still manage to go out there and do business because of my repeat customers. So yesterday I contracted 2 jobs to a newcomer in this business, and then I gave 1 job to another guy yesterday. So Cowtown Junkers worked for me yesterday, and then Rudy's, Rodolfo's junk removal service out of Dallas helped me out yesterday. They did 3 jobs. I did 1 job. And get this, I made more money contracting than jobs yesterday. So I made $500 contracting jobs yesterday. And then I made $200 doing a job for myself. So I made $700 total yesterday. 5 contracting and 1 by myself. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. And I'm wondering how many people don't have contracts, don't do all that stuff, and have to suffer through paying for leads or chase down all that other stuff. You know what I mean? Let me start. Yeah, shit, whatever, Carlos. I give you a lot of jobs, bro. Anyway, guys, I thought that was pretty amusing. Don't let, if you know anybody who's getting junk removal and ask them how they started their business and why. And you'll find out what I'm talking about when it comes to scamming online. Gurus and all that BS. Anyway, the guy's house that I'm going to right now, he lives like in a maybe $5 to $10 million house in Highland Park. Get this. On the same street that I'm going to, President George W. Bush lives on the street, which is really interesting. He has a house. Well, at least he has a house on this street. And his chef lives on the same street. So George W. Bush's chef lives on the same street that his George W., the president, the ex-president, and George Bush's chef live on the same street together. Isn't that crazy? God, he must make a lot of money. And this guy lives on the street too, so I'm going to their house right now. I'm going to do a little junk removal. It's pretty interesting. I'm hooked up and ready to go. Shit, bro, I'm going to make this money really fast. I'm going to make it and I'm out of here, bro. Because my headquarters, my Dallas headquarters is 10 minutes from here. So I'm going to fill this truck up twice. I'm going to go make 2 trips and then come back and I'm going home. Plus, Carlos, the real reason I took this job, is because the gentleman's house that I'm going to, no lie, and I want to be honest with you. The reason is he works for the Dallas Mavericks, and he said if I come on a Sunday, he's going to give me courtside seats to sit right courtside, because him and his wife own courtside seats and they don't go to all the games. So he said he will give me and hook me up to courtside seats to the Dallas Mavericks game. And I was like, oh, okay, shit, I'll go. I don't like basketball, but I've never sat courtside. It'd be an experience. So that was cool. And he's got a picnic table that I'm taking with him right now. And he just texted me. He said, what's your ETA? And honestly, dude, I'm like right here. I'm 1 minute away. So I'm going to text him 30 minutes and then knock on his door. That'll be funny. I've done that before to him. He's cool. He's cool as hell. All right, what's your house SAE? Oh, shit, I just went by his house. Shit. I've been to this guy's house like 2 or 3 times. Hey, guys, I got to get off the phone right now. I'm pulling a U-turn. This sucks. Yeah, this is his house. Oh, he's on the other block. Shit. All right, let me get out of here. I'll see y'all later. Have a great Sunday, guys. Bye-bye.